Awesome. GM everybody. I am a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to keep the extra chatter down a little bit today, so I apologize about that. Um, First up today, we will have Donna and the support team. GM Donna.
Hello and good morning, everybody. So for support updates this week, for our ticket stats, we had 283 new tickets last week, an 18% increase from the previous week's new ticket count, and also a 2% increase from the past 8 weeks average. Resolution time is currently at 2 days. Certainly an improvement from last week's report, and we hope to um, keep it up in the next few weeks. First reply time is at 47 minutes. One touch tickets is at 64%. Total solved tickets is at 338, a 29 increase from last week's report. Other updates from our team: 31 users have so far reached out, reporting that they are affected by the LTC balance display issues. And we have also already implemented an open ticket rule where any agent on shift can take any unassigned conversations with customers to help with faster resolution times and better user experience. And then please check out the improvements done on the help desk by Lorix Dude in coordination with Mogi and Megan. And Mogi is also reaching out to Pete or Toasty to get some communication to users regarding the new help desk. And that's it for support. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you, Donna. Next up, we have
Hey, can I
Mogi.
ask a quick question to Donna?
Yeah, I'll
Donna,
invite her back up.
did you notice any tickets or just curious if anything different because of the V2 launch last week? If somehow she missed that, you're invited to speak, Donna. You're on
Um,
mute if you're talking. There you go.
yeah, yes. Sorry about that. Not so much tickets about the V2. Um, we didn't see any surge in tickets about the V2, but I'll get some data on that and we'll report in the next up sprint to get some data for you, Josh, and for the whole community. Um, Yep, but so far, no surge in tickets
Yeah.
regarding the sign app at shapeshift.com.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks again, Donna. Next up, we have hopefully Toasty with Growth and Globalization. I have an invite out to Toasty.
Sorry about that. I was having trouble finding the speak button. Hey, everybody. So yeah, we have a couple things on our list today. First thing up is Hunt's been working ahead with scheduling a lot of the EDU project. We're trying to put together, at least some documentation around UX design, contributors, moderation, map out some of the Discord configuration and the user flow. So we're just kind of working through that with the EDU team. And then the LATAM continued to focus this past week on V2 content creation and distribution. That was around the announcement of V2. And LATAM also has been working on a network strategy optimization and doing some more planning on how they can expand. So that's been pretty cool. Meta Factory. So that partnership has been kicked off. We are working with Gray Machine on some of the designs, and we will hopefully be following up this week and have some cool stuff for you guys to see. We will be finalizing ETH Denver planning, doing some finishing touches, just making sure everything goes smoothly. We have a cool PO app going out, some video coverage during the event, making sure all the booth graphics are set up. So we've been working with product and everybody that's been putting together that. We're also talking right now about planning for ETH Barcelona as well as ETH Rio. So we've been in talks with the people down in Brazil to try to see how many ETH events we can make this year, which will be pretty exciting. And then last but not least, we're going to be introducing draft proposals of the C4 exam, bulk purchase and keep keys to kind of give out to the community and any of the workstream leaders that want to have C4 exams readily available for their workstream. So it's a quick summary of what we've been working on and kind of what we're looking to for the first half of this week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tosi, for those updates for the growth and globalization workstream. Next up, we have Peatcoin and marketing. Welcome up, Peatcoin.
GM, everybody, GM. So last week is V2 launch. So this week, first thing is making sure that all of the dashboards are working properly and that things are tracking. Just continuing to work that. There seems to be a couple of issues with that I'm going to be working through over the next couple of days. We are starting Lobby SO content creation and posting. That has started late last week and is beginning this week in earnest. We're going to be creating a lot of content, posting it to lobby.so, also posting it on our Crypto 101 section on ShapeShift.com in order to give ourselves a lot of like SEO opportunities for backlinks. We're very excited about that. We are doing a V2 second wave marketing campaign, which is centered around a T Wells video that should be launched either Wednesday or Thursday. So we're going to be pushing around that as well. OneFox Angel Vault, the Twitter Spaces AMA is another major campaign that we're kicking off this week. As many of you may have seen, the red weekend had a few green spots, and one of them was Ichi, and so we're very excited to talk about the Angel Vaults and our participation in them. We're doing a social push for the Osmosis validator that's been looked over by Marley and Taxi Stake. Things are looking good there. That will go out as well. And then there's 2 security marketing campaigns. They're both dealt around the Urine contract. One is specific to the security audit that we got from the Urine contract and sort of making users aware of that. And second is a greater article that Shelly is helping us write around how, we are a decentralized DAO and we are fully open source, but security is a part of our DNA. And that is a reason why people should be comfortable using our systems. So GM, everybody, have a great week. And that's what we're working on.
GM Peatcoin, thank you for those updates. Next up, we have Giantkin and the Mod Squad. Jim, Giantkin.
Hello there. We had our largest raid so far, 108. We did find a Tyler Mimic, so make sure that everybody's aware that no team member will ask for any coins, seeds, or passwords. The bond bots are now up. If you look in the general chat, they're listed differently now, so you can actually see the bonds and the gas bot. That's what the rehoisting part is, so that they show differently. That's really all I have. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Giantkin, for those updates. Next up, we have Diggy and the product team. GM Diggy.
GM. GM, everybody. So a lot of stuff going on this week. One big thing is the roadmap sync up with engineering and ops is happening tomorrow. That is open to the community for anybody who wants to listen in. And we're going to be going over changes to the roadmap coming up and then trying to figure out what items we have coming up that can be bountyable. On top of that, the Pendo implementation, we are, as you know, well underway with that. There's just a couple little security pieces that need to get figured out. So we have a sync up today with Mr. Nerd Hair Engineering to make sure we can work through those. Hey, Josh, did you have something to say, or are you just waiting your turn?
Just getting ready because I'm coming up after you. Thanks.
Cool. And then we prepared the gem bounty, and I think DeFi is going to look over that and just see if there's anything else, any other information they need. But hopefully we can get that bountied out and get fiat on and off-ramp provider in Web V2. And then hopefully some other smaller bounties will come out of that roadmap meeting that we have with engineering that we can start preparing from other product perspective. We are starting on the product specs for SFox, and it's actually now called Foxy, and the UX designs. We had a meeting last week to kind of kick that off. And so we're moving forward on that. And that was, for anybody who isn't aware, that was a large bounty that came out from Eric, and it's being worked on by an external engineer. And then we are wrapping up one-sided and two-sided LP flows. This will be what we need for the Osmo Cosmos integration, as well as the one-sided liquidity providing sets us up for ThorChain once we get that implemented. So we're just trying to get ahead on that. And then just a reminder that our product team office hours are this Thursday, I think at 1 p.m. MST. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks so much for those updates, Diggy. Next up, we have Josh with engineering. GM Josh.
Hey, GM everybody. I put a little screenshot in the stage chat. You could see that the since launch, the V2 app usage is about 3x what it was before, and that good news is that that is sustained at about 3x. So that's good to see. We'll continue to add features and hopefully see that continue to go up and up. So this week we are going to supply a target date for finishing the Cosmos work. That's something that's key. We've been making progress on it, but it's we have enough information now that we'll be able to provide the target date. And part of that is this item number 2 is Diggy mentioned the roadmap sync tomorrow. So planning what's coming next and what the resourcing looks like so that we can make sure that we know how many people will be working on Cosmos, because that will impact the target date. And then recruiting, been getting a lot of applicants and having to filter through quite a few. We had many first screening calls. We're starting to move some into the team interview stage, so that's exciting that progress is being made on the recruiting side of things. And then when we're kind of between epics where we finished the V2 launch with roadmap, part of the team is working on Cosmos, but anyone who's not specifically, that's Ryan and Theobald, that they're wrapping up, fixing up some bugs, but we're also hoping to get them working on making more Yearn assets available. That's a little bit of a quicker win to leverage what we already have. So that should be happening. There's not a guarantee on that, but we're pretty sure that's what we'll be doing this week as well. And then you can see the stats below provided by Ocean on our community progress. And in fact, the most promising candidate to join the workstream full-time has been a community contributor for many weeks now, which is very cool to see. That's it for me.
Thanks so much for those updates, Josh. Next up, we have Mr. Nerd Hair in security. GM, Mr. Nerd Hair.
GML. I've kept it short and sweet this week. We have had the first few reports to our fancy new DAO RDP. They're all you could ask for in a set of first security reports. Low impact and the pretty easy to fix, and the researchers involved has been quite interested in the fact that we don't just offer bugs bounties for reporting stuff. You can pitch in and fix it and get a engineering bounty for that. So that's sort of a unique thing that apparently is very attractive. I didn't realize that would be such a big deal when I was proposing all this. Anyway, I'm excited by that. Priorities this week for security include the code review, the itchy Angel Vault stuff needs to get rolling, and making alpha happen broadly. That'll probably take up most of the time this week. There's a little more engineering that needs to be done to integrate the Pendo stuff, and that's top of mind for me this week. And that's about it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Nerd Hair, for those updates. Next up, we have T-Shifty and the ops update. Thank you.
GM, everybody. Tyler's out with COVID. Lich and Ron are also showing symptoms. So it may be a sickly end of the month for ops. Operation assistant interviews are delayed until Tyler's return from being sick. And we are available for testing and test funds today. So let us know what you need. Thanks.
Thanks, T-Shifty. Next up, we have Kent and Tokenomics. Jim Kent.
Hey, Ron. How's it going? Sorry to hear you feel shitty. I hope you feel better soon.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
So yeah, tokenomics. So you can't say the word token or really think about any asset right now without seeing a giant sea of red and red candles everywhere. So of course we're being very mindful of this. And the tokenomics work stream. First and foremost, we need to make sure we don't get liquidated in our on our Rari loans. We're being very mindful of that. Just this morning, a deposit of another 11 million or so Fox was provided as collateral in our Fox or in the Rari loan. That will protect us down to about 6.5 cents. In this market, anything could happen. I think it's unlikely we'll get down there, in the near term. But if we continue to decline, we'll put more in there. There's not too much of an opportunity cost to adding more Fox. But the bottom line is, we're being very aggressive about making sure we don't run the risk of getting liquidated. That's an unforced error that won't happen to us. Also, in terms of, obviously, this is why we need more stablecoin exposure. We're not where we need to be. However, we are continuing to raise about $66,000 a day via our ETH to USDC bond on Olympus. And one encouraging thing is recently, at least the past 3-4 days, Fox has actually outperformed ETH. And that's an indication that, the market is absorbing these bond sales. Like, so far, so good. So it's nice to be getting that stream in there. Governance-wise, we have a snapshot proposal that ends tomorrow. This is our liquidity mining and liquidity token buyback proposal. This is a big one because it outlines our next steps, our next phase for liquidity mining, as well as a strategy for owning our own liquidity. Give that a look and a vote if you haven't seen it yet. ShapeShift Labs, this is our experimentation and research arm. This is a few things are going on there. One is Professor McCarthy has jumped on assessing a proposal from Grow. They have a stable coin, risk tranched stable coin, and glad to have him working on that. We also have some interesting DeFi ideas brewing. I'll talk about that more tomorrow during our chat. In terms of outreach and trying to get Fox listed on different platforms, we've posted a draft proposal to Aave via Val the Dad. We'll be pushing that one along further this week. Next, we also have a compound outreach effort lined up. There's some more stuff going on as well, but tune in tomorrow. Should be an engaging and busy chat, and hope everybody has a wonderful week.
Thank you, Kent, for those updates. Next up, we have the Osmosis update and Danielle. I'm not sure I see her in the audience. I don't see Willie Fox either, but I do know that Josh had said that they are continuing working on the infrastructure for that. And I think that they were planning on reconvening once the infrastructure was done and they could continue work on that. And we'll go next to the Fox Foundation. Ocean, GM.
Hey, Ron, how are you doing today?
Could be better.
Sorry, man. Apologies to everyone who's feeling ill. It seems like a very large portion of the DAO, unfortunately, is sick. So hopefully everyone rests up and feels better. On the update side, not much to report from the entity creation. So we're kind of just in a holding pattern there. A couple other updates that are not directly related to the foundation, but I know that Willie wanted to make sure that everyone was aware of. Fox Chain proposal is live in ideation, so please check that out if you haven't. The One Fox multisig multisig is working on launching the Angel Vault and farming program this week. And I think that will begin 48 hours after the Angel Vaults is deployed. And our beautiful foxfoundation.io website is up and running. So anyone that wants to go check that out, feel free to. And that's really kind of all of everything going on from the foundation side.
Awesome. Thanks so much for those updates, Ocean. If anyone else has anything, please raise your hand or come up on stage if you have that ability. Otherwise, I'll be bringing Lo-Fi up and wish everyone a good day. GM.